lazima watu wakufe ndo change happen, lazima watu ende kwa streets ndo change happen. Awangesikiza tu Kenyans in the first place. Awange tu uliza, what do you want, what do you need? Maybe even the finance bill was better, lakini kulikuwa na some changes tungetaka. But now that walikata kutusikiza in the first place, we now hatukutaka the whole thing. Acha ninyamazie hapo nezalia.
Hello and welcome. This is the Tech Off podcast, where we bring sanity in the airwaves. I'm your host, Humphrey Makendo, and today we are privileged to be coming from Dawi African Studio Safaris, where they are located at Zion Mall, basement A, just right there at the basement. Na leo, mazee tuko na panel moja moto sana, of young generation, that is generation Gen Z, following the ile story na finance bill. Najua venye imekuwa like kumekuwa na demos across the country, na this time round tumeamua wacha tuongelee tu hizi story, vitu zenye zimekuwa zikihappen. Najua lose a lot of lives na in that same state kuna wengine wako na bullet wounds, wamelala kwa hospitali. So this sparkled a lot of debate, na leo tuna host a young panel of which nitawallow wajiintroduce without wasting much time. Kindly can you introduce yourself from the other end?
Hello, my name is Kosi from Dawi African Photography and Safaris. I am a crochet artist also.
Yeah,
and also I do farming.
Yeah.
I am a jack of all trades. Kwanza napenda kutuma pole zangu kwa wale watu walipoteza maisha yao during the demonstration tangu ianze mpaka sasa, of course, na tunge maybe wale watu walikuwa abducted warudishwe, kwa sababu like in 2024 months. Yeah, true. Thank you for having us today, for having me specifically.
Karibu sana. Yeah. Next, let's just hear your voice. Introduce yourself now, maybe what you do, please.
What's up, my guys? It's your boy Fanu. Also, you can call me Goats. I'm a photographer, your best photographer, your ladies photographer. And niko situated hapa hivi Zion Mall, basement A, Dawi African Photography, and I'm honored to be part of this panel. Thank you.
Karibu sana, Fanu. Next, please. Karibu sana.
Hi.
Yeah.
My name is Jael Mahapila. I'm a fashionista, I'm a stylist, I'm an interior designer, I'm a model, I sing. Okay, and I'm also an actress. I do act, set books in high schools, and I also do live performance. We normally have live performance here in Eldoret each month of the year. So kiko hapa LD, karibu kwa show zetu. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for hosting me.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Karibu sana. Next, please.
Wadau, my name is Dixon, a photographer at Dawi Africa. I'm also a graphics designer, and I work ikuina Dawi Africa inapatikana Zion Mall basement. Ukishuka stairs, just after the stairs tuko hapo hivyo, and we do all the works unapenda. Also, I'm also the ladies photographer. Venye Fanu amesema.
Kali.
So you are welcome, and today we are having such an amazing topic, and I'm honored to be part of it.
Well, thank you guys for coming and honoring my invitation kukuja kwa podcast. I don't take it for granted. Maze, this issue yenye imekuwa ikihappen imekuwa ikinifinya sana, in that nikasema I must just come and share and talk with the young generation and get to hear as in nini inafanya like what made the young generation to go out in the streets. Remember, the Generation Z are the only is the only generation that stood out during these protests, wakireject mambo na finance bill, wakasimamisha nchi nzima, yeah. Na apart from that, mpaka prezo akawasikia, mazee mko na nguvu. Yeah, so let me just ask you guys, starting from Kosi. What's your take na history like ya demos ama what's your take on the highlights ya hizi demos? What triggered it maybe?
Okay, for me, na feel like finance bill ilikuwa pin kwa balloon. Tulikuwa tumejaa, yani tulikuwa tumefika end.
Yeah.
So when finance bill ilikuja, ilikuwa tu yo pin kudunga tu yo balloon even ikafika hapo. We were tired. Tumekuwa so tired kwa sababu of the fact that pesa yetu hata ina nguvu tena, ina value in any way. Uko na 5,000 huwezi nunua, huwezi tumia madhe anything, huwezi jinunulia anything, huwezi invest.
Yeah.
So it's like all we do ni from hand to mouth, sisi wote.
True.
It's not like au mavijana hata ile makibarua kidogo kidogo unaenda unafanya hapa na pale. Unapata hiyo pesa haifanye anything at the end of the day. So as a generation, I think tulikaa na tukajiuliza tutaishi hivi mpaka lini? Tutaishi hivi mpaka lini? Kwa sababu tutakuwa tuna hand to mouth mpaka, so hiyo ndio ilitrigger the maandamano now.
Yeah, and I like the analogy in your answer before the show. There's something ulikuwa nasema gava inachota maji.
Inachota maji na ndoo yenye imetoboka.
Yeah.
Anafanya the fact that anakuja na ndoo yenye iko na shimo chini. So yeye ni kuchota tu na inatoka. Anachota na inatoka. So haitusaidii hiyo pesa na inatu affect sisi kama wananchi.
Yeah.
To grow, grow economy yetu. Hakuna assets inafanya. Yani liability ni vitu za staria wanafanya na kujilimbikisia wana na familia zao. Yeah.
Dixon, what's your take on it?
Okay, me talking about the finance bill, ningesema these kids on the streets ni the same kids walipoteza friends, family, relatives kwa hiyo clashes ya 207. The same kids wako learned, they understand everything. So kuwadanganya na kuwachotea maji na ndo imetoboka, I make sense kwao. So how kukuja kwa streets ilikuwa through the pain, walikuwa na feel venye maisha ina handle. But now it's not their fault, it's the government's fault, because easy taxes, wanaongeza tu taxes, but in return sisi kama citizens hatupati anything. Ingekuwa wanaongeza tax tunapata free education, wanaongeza tax tunapata free healthcare.
Yeah.
Na bado hata kuna healthcare system ya NHIF, ukienda kwa hosi still you have to pay some amount, but still wanaita NHIF. So what are we doing with facts kama tunapata members of parliament wamekuwa corrupted? They are given something so long as wapitishe bill. Hiyo ina make sense in their own world, but kwetu we see just it clearly na tunaona it's painful for us. That's why watu walijitokeza kwa wingi.
Yeah. So sad, like just looking at it, the things that happen, I'm very sure young generation hakuna venye kila mtu naona akipoint fingers, yeah, either ni government they did this wrong and they did this right. Giles, sijui kama unaona kuna kitu yenye government ilifanya na ilikuwa right maybe, because kwa hii situation yote sijui wewe unaonaje, what's your perspective?
Okay. Mi kitu naweza sema kitu yenye iltrigger sisi Gen Z kujitokeza ndio twende on the roads tuanze kustrike ni the fact that ujue sisi ndio wale watoto tumesoma kina Kigogo, kina easy the books zenye zinaongelea mambo ya politics. Like there is a line, I'm an actress, so nimefanya Kigogo. I know there is a line in Kigogo says Kenga was telling Majoka, unaongeza kwa kulia, unaongeza kwa kushoto na kutoa kwa kulia. So that means like you give with one hand na unatoa. Yeah. So mi sioni kitu kama ime like it was just right for us Gen Z kujitokeza kwenda. For instance, my mom is a teacher. I have a brother same age like me. Tumesoma wote like same classes nini hivyo. So my mom ameshinda akichukua loans kutusomesha, like anatake hizo loans atusomesha nini, ametusomesha. Sasa hiyo my brother sasa is a doctor, amemaliza. Mimi ndio ya fashionista nimemaliza, but sasa my mom is struggling to pay the loans, apati mshahara yote, anakatwa mshahara, still bado anataksiwa, still sisi tumemaliza shule hatuna kazi. So tunasaidiwa aje? Sisi ndio tunafaa tusaidie mom kulipa hiyo deni, but sasa yeye bado anataksiwa, anapata like hakuna kitu amefanya, despite the fact that ametusomesha sisi, tumesoma ndio sisi tumegrow tuko wakubwa. Aya, kuna hao watoto like vile wamesema, sisi wazazi wetu waliogopa kutufaitia like hivyo kitambo. So sasa the government iko na ile akili ya watu ni wanyonge, hakuna kitu wanaweza fanya, so acha tufanye kitu yenye tunafanya, ndio like tufanye kitu yenye tunafanya ndio tutoe. So sisi tukaamua tujitokeze, tutoke to fight, ndio watoto wetu pia wasikuje wakakuwa na shida kama hizi, like wasikuwa wana overtaxiwa nini. Like kama jana there is a meme, there is a person who's it on X was saying that like kila siku tunaambiwa deni inalipwa, deni inalipwa, deni inalipwa. Ini deni gani inalipwa yenye aishi? For example, the person said to calculate deni yote yenye iko Kenya, tujue hiyo deni ni how much, we are how many people in Kenya, over 40 billion. They divide the money, kila Mkenya ajue anafaa kulipa pesa ngapi. Mkenya hawezi, the MPs wakatwe 20 million per MP, walipe hiyo deni. Ndio tuache kudanganywa kila siku deni. Hii deni kwani haiishi? Sisi tunachoka, tunaishi sahi. Unajua unafaa kutafuta kazi, unafaa kujilipia rent, unafaa kutafuta chakula, unafaa kufanya nini, but still the government haijali hiyo, au kazi yao ni kubenefit kitu wanafanya. Mimi nashangaa wanaongeza mshahara, yet there is a doctor somewhere struggle, analipwa 50,000.
True.
Huyo analipwa sijui like a million pesa. Hizo pesa zote wanaenda kufanyia nini? Na hakuna kitu anafanya kama MPs. Mimi sioni kitu anatusaidia. Like in my village mimi sioni kitu anafanya, barabara iko tu hivyo nini, hakuna kitu anatusaidia. Sasa mbona anatoa hiyo pesa yote na hakuna kitu inatusaidia? Aya, kama daktari
before to pay your point, let me just get from Got mwenyewe, like unaona parliamentarians walifanya nini maybe, ndo like what sparked the whole issue ya finance bill? Nini ilianzia wapi? Like what was the cause? Because before we solve anything lazima tujue the cause ama the origin. Ndo ama jenzi wakajitokeza, like walitokea wapi? So let me get your view, please.
Okay, for me personally, I think what fueled the entire reject finance bill motion was the fact that those people in the parliament, they sat down, the cabinet secretaries and all those guys, they sat down and they just implemented some rules, some taxes, without being considerate of the needy Kenyan, the youths, those people who don't have any source of income, and they just used, because the notion of them was, we want to tax you guys the same way some first world countries. We are a third world country, so you can't tax us. I was telling a friend the other day, if I was earning 200,000 per month and the government wants to take around 40,000 and I still have around 160,000, I won't feel that. But I can't be earning 15,000 and you want to take 10,000 out of it. I can't be earning 15,000 and you want to take 7,000 out of it.
Umebaki umesota tu throughout.
I think it was on was it on the Standard of the Daily Nation. They were giving someone who wants minimum of 50,000, half of it will go to taxes. That person needs to buy food. He needs to cater for bills like rent, electricity, water.
True.
There's medical care, because we can't control how our bodies react to illness. There's transport. There's fees. This person needs to cater for education.
True.
and now you find the government is scrapping off its feeding program in schools, which means now it goes back to the same parents who is supposed to channel that small money that you still want to tax.
Yeah. So the problem is overtaxation.
It was overtaxation, which to me it was inconsiderate. And when this government was campaigning, they went with the notion of tunaunda serikali ya mama mboga and watu boda boda.
Yeah.
It is one thing to give a promise, and it's one thing to deliver.
True.
And they've actually failed on the delivery part. And I think that is what angered a lot of youths, because we as youths, the Gen Zs, we are the future of this country.
True.
We are the people who are going to save this country for the next 15 to 10, 20 years. If you don't give us a place for us to start up in life, what do you expect us to do? Many youths are jobless, and yet a member of parliament, some of them don't even attend those things. But they are given sitting allowance for what?
Yeah.
Why will someone go there on a monthly basis, and then every term they need to buy new cars and everything?
Yeah.
Why don't you just channel? If at all we'll go back to the factor of leadership. A good leader has the spirit of servanthood. And if you have the spirit of servanthood, you need to consider first. You can't tell us you want to impose taxes on us, and once you say, okay, we are not going to sign this bill, just a few days later, you are saying now we want to increase our salaries by 14,000.
Yeah.
That 14,000, doctors were striking the other day. Give that money to them. What about those teachers?
Yeah.
Give that money to them. What about the school feeding program? Give that money back to the Eastoria Linda Mama.
Yeah, Linda Mama.
Give that money to them, man. Like, you guys already have millions. Why need... I feel now why people call them MPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Kosi, ukiangalia history, like in this perspective, you are an MP. You are representing people, from your region, that is.
Okay.
And then mitambili kujie, utakata? Yeah, utakata, given that chance.
Mimi.
Wewe ndo uko pale kwa parliament, uambiwe ndo hii mita mbili, supitisha hii bill, tusorti hizi issue. What will you do?
For me, I'll say no. I'll say no. Because even when you read the bill, it does not make sense. It's not like Kenyans are rejecting to be taxed at all. We're not rejecting to be taxed. Now, hiyo ndio place tunafaa kujua. Wakenya wajakataa kukuwa taxed. Hatujakataa kujitegemea. Wanasema tulipe tax tujitegemee. Hatujakataa. But the fact that tunataxiwa na hatuoni mali inaenda. Tunataxiwa na ifanye anything. Tunataxiwa na wanatoa Linda Mama. Tunataxiwa na hakuna chakula shule ya kulisha watoto. Unajua the fact that wakipea watoto lunch shule, venye mzazi anatulia huko sokoni anafanya kazi 1-2-1-2. But the fact that wewe una tax huyo mama na bado utafuata ile pesa kidogo amebaki nayo, itabidi ameingia kwa mfuko, achukue hiyo pesa kidogo ya stock alipe shule. Unaona? Kumaanisha tena biashara itarudi chini. Unaona?
Yeah.
Kwa sababu hata nunua stock yenye inatoshana na ya jana. Kumaanisha stock ya leo itashuka chini kidogo.
Yeah.
Na kesho tena itafanya hivyo. Kwa sababu so that is the thing. Ingekuwa like tunalipa tax and now we see where this money is going, ingekuwa better. But now we are paying tax na tuone mahali pesa inaenda. Yeah. So ukiniuliza like kama ningekuwa MP at this point these people are not leaders. No, they are not leaders, because leadership inamaanisha ya kwamba unajinyima ndio upe watu, but the fact that wako nayo so much mpaka ina spill over, unaona?
Yeah,
but still they are not even willing kuleta ile yenye na spill over. Wanataka tu still bado kugrab nayo. That is hiyo ni kitu inanianga mimi kama Mkenya.
Yeah. Let me go back to Jael. Hii story, ujue kulikuwa na rumors zilikuwa zinaenda around that MPs wamelipwa, unaona, karibu mita 2, unaona, and some defended themselves wakasema, unajua saka mimi ni MP, alafu every other morning kuna watu kutoka constituency yangu wanakuja wanasema mimi sina fee, mtoto anafaa kwenda Australia, mwingine anataka yeah, they have needs. So hii pesa inatoka wapi? So at times hii opportunity ikicome through, si mimi nitachukua, at least ni save constituency wangu, like kuwasaidia hivyo. So for them they thought ni kama a common good, though it's a rumor. Sijui kama ni ukweli. What's your take on that? Was it a rumor ama ni kitu unaona iko legit, hii story na MP kusotiwa?
Okay, siwezi jua kama ni ukweli
Yeah.
ama ni uongo, but vile nasema lisemalo lipo, na kama halipo linjiani laja, si ndio? So mi naona ni ukweli, my instinct zinaniambia ni ukweli kabisa, walisotiwa. Na unaona walisotiwa, but some of the MPs wali lose mali ya pesa mingi sana yenye inawashinda, like hiyo 2 million inge rudisha hizo pesa, so unaona. So like me, like kama last year people complained about your story ya housing levy nini itolewe, but unaona at the end of the day ilienda ikapita, si ndio? So kitu ilitrigger pia this year sisi youth tukasema sasa this year hatuwezi kubali ipite kwa sababu last year wakutusikia. This year sasa lazima tuende kwa barabara tusikizwe vizuri, ndio hata wewe pia ajue tumechoka. Kwa sababu vile Kosi alisema unachova tax but atoni kazi. Mimi sikatai kutaksiwa. Ukini tax pesa at least nione linda mama iko, wa mama mtu akienda like anaza for free, akijifungua anajifungua for free. Aya, mtu akienda kwa akienda school fees, like mzazi alipe school fees, kuna hiyo feeding program for free nini. Mimi hatuwezi kuwa na shida at all, like at all kabisa, like kama hizo vitu zote zinafanyika. Lakini why do you overtax us? Lakini hizi vitu zote bado tunalipa, you know, inatuumiza sana.
But let me niende kwa Dickson. Now that mnasema like our MP wameshinda wakipitisha bills zenye ni kazi hazitufavor sisi, unaona. So Dickson, let me just take you back. Our MPs tumeona wakikam na do, yeah? Kama wewe ni footballer unapata kuna game inachezwa mahali, mnamwagiwa do pale, unaona, na ni millions inakuja inasaidia vijana kwa kwa ground, eh? And then kuna wengine utapata kama ni church inajengwa, because I know you guys mnaenda church, wengine wanaenda wengine waendi, but kwa wale wameenda church tunaona hao MPs wanakam na do wanatujengea ma church. Don't you think hiyo ni sawa, because at least bado pesa inaturudia?
MPs coming to churches, sponsoring football players, that's not our guarantee, that's not our problem, because they're not doing it from an honest
But
heart.
ni pesa yenye mwarudia.
Yeah, but they're not doing it from an honest heart.
Yeah.
Wanafanya to please because they want to be there for a longer time. We vote them in next time. And talking about MPs being given something to say yes to the bill, I feel like, yeah, they were given something. So because how can an MP ametulia tu, unaona your citizens wako kwa streets wana protest, but you still vote yes to the bill? That means kuna motive behind your yes. And now the MPs now had two decisions to choose. It's either the 2 million or the trust of the people. And most of them only choose the 2 million. Say they don't have the trust of the people. So we are waiting for them on the next game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've seen watu wameharibu properties za MPs. We don't because that's the same money you stole from the Kenyans. That's the same money the government is financing you to do the development in your area, lakini you want to develop your own world, your own place.
Yeah.
So about the security of the MPs, umeona venye mambo ilichemuka kidogo. I can say wachukue hiyo pesa wanapewa ya hongo, they provide security for themselves. From an honest opinion, wanatubebanga tu fala siku ya campaigns. And then sahi they are no longer representing us. They are not representing our interest. Wana represent the government. Gawa ikisema tunapitisha hii bill, the MPs walifuata huko wote, because they are no longer representing us. Now it hurts us so much.
Yeah. For God, sijui tukiangalia history like let's look at both sides of the coin. Yeah. Nataka kusema hao MPs kuna kitu mzuri wamefanya, maybe kwa zile places wanatoka, maybe hizo ma CDF watoto wapati zile tunaitaje hizi bursaries. Situmuona wakipeana bursaries, yeah? Na hii ni pesa from the taxman imeenda national government na ikarudi, unaona, ikarudi mashinani. Don't you think gava at least wametry? Wona wareta aje 1 to 10 maybe?
I rate the government from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
To give them a score of 0.1.
0.1. Kosi utawapatia ngapi?
Hakuna.
Wow, that's intense. Sijui utapea ngapi?
I'll give them a painful one.
Yeah.
1.
Hey, mazee mko bita na hii gava. Aha. Giles, sijui utapea ngapi?
Hakuna, nothing. Hakuna
For me, I think, okay, gava wametry. Ni ile maybe hawaja kwa, because it's only two years down the line ndo wameingia government, unaona. Na at least for the first time mwana dola ikapanda. Ama nyinyi mlikuwa mnaishi country gani maybe? Yeah?
Ija to
Unajua,
benefit.
let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
Yes, Kosi, please.
There is this, wanasemanga panya inauma na inapuliza.
Mhm.
So when you give me 1 and then you take 5 from me, what is that?
True.
Eh? Hiyo ni panya imeuma na ikapuliza. It is, of course, I appreciate him for that. By the way, that's a great thing amefanya. Like hiyo kubalance hiyo nini. But kuna a lot of things I make sense. Kuna a lot of things I make sense. Of which hata tukisema sai kama you tukae chini na tufuatilie. Like I make sense totally kwa sababu kama sisi kwenda Haiti. Hatuna relationship yoyote na watu. We have no relationship. Hata before like hata sisi tuanze kusikia sijui nini hatukukuwa na relationship at all.
But you
Alafu another thing, when they were passing the finance bill, serikali ya US ilikuwa iko hapo ikiona, sisi tukiona ni 2024, like tunaona kabisa what is happening. It's insulting to us as a people.
Yeah.
Kwa watu wengine kukuja kukumanage.
Yeah.
Kumanage you when you kama sasa wewe kwako kama wewe ni mwanaume alafu mwanaume mwingine anakuja kwako anasimama akikuona wewe ukifanya kazi za shamba zako.
But at the same time mkiangalia si wakati our president alienda states, yeah? Si alileta goodies. Yeah? Hiyo pesa yenye ili come through like amoni like in a make sense, huh?
Can I have something to say?
God please.
I am someone who loves American films.
Yeah.
Someone who watches those films a lot.
Yeah.
And if there's something that you need to learn about Americans,
Yeah.
they were colonized, yes. But now they want to colonize the entire world. They want to be that superpower.
Yeah.
And how do you become superpower? You take something from that person who doesn't feel strong enough. And and this narrows down to the analogy where a girl knows this guy is desperate about me. And now she'll just tap on that.
Yeah.
You'll just be there. She'll just give you what you want, but you'll just be tapping on that. And now that is what America does to us. And it's shameful enough that our president went there and got some few goodies and came. If at all he got those goodies, what work are the goodies doing? You know, you asked Dixon this question, or they're doing these bursaries and everything. Yeah, they're doing those bursaries. But how much money do we hear that is being exploited? Just the other day I was reading that the audit, they were saying that the fertilizer that was dispatched from Russia during the COVID period, so how many tons disappeared? How many times have we had that money got lost in the airport? How many times do we hear? If at all, me personally, I have no issue because he's the president. I don't have issue with the government and everything. But if they had a right structure, you tax us, yes, not that overtaxing, but if you tax us right, and then he came into office and he added suppositions that don't make sense. What is the first lady doing? If you want to have 690 something million on your office and yet Linda Mama is dying, what is the use of the office of the deputy first lady or something like that, or to the prime secretary, what,
Yeah.
Musalia Mudavadi,
Yeah.
his wife, what is her function?
Her role.
What is her function? Not even a role. What is her
Function
function?
in that office.
She has a role to play, yes, but what is her function to be, so that when we are taxed, so that she can be able to run that office? The CAS, what are their roles? These are things that were unconstitutional, and they were being brought the same way they deployed KDF unconstitutionally. Now they're doing things unconstitutionally. And the funny thing is, all of us have gone to school. All of us, we don't know every page of the Constitution, but we know what those articles says. Article 37 says we have a right to demonstrate, a right for us to speak, but yet you put those same people who are supposed to protect us to throw tear gas and shoot us, who are us as protectors, we are unarmed.
True.
So it doesn't make sense. You want to tax us, and yet you want to increase salaries for your own people. You want to create jobs and positions because someone lost an election seat and he was your person. Now you want to create a post for him. If at all you were to make a good government, in those 2 years, he could have rectified a lot of corruption. This money should work. This system should work. Cut, tungempea another 5 years. Cut the expenditure on your government. There's no sense the former president, his office demands 1 car 40 million.
Yeah.
Yet some of us don't even have cars. It doesn't make sense. You can't, and then, like Kosi said, you upanye inatuuma alafu inatupuliza. And it's just the same thing. The price of fuel was around 200. Right now it's around 190 something. That it blinds you to the fact that it used to be around 80 something just some few years ago. It used to be 100 and something just a few years ago. But the analogy is, add 100%, cut it by 5%, they won't see that 95% increase.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Let me go to Jael. Hizi demos zenye zimekuwa tukiona ama protest, hawa vijana walikuwa wengi, yeah, like that is Gen Z wote, like kiangalia, like population ni kubwa, na walikuwa wapi? And who voted this government in kama si hawa Gen Z?
Okay,
Mulikuwa wapi?
mi kitu naweza sema,
Yeah.
mimi naweza sema makosa nilifanya sana ni kuvote, si kuvote.
And do you think hawa vijana wako na voters card
Na
kwanza?
ndio maana
Ama wanateta tu?
most vijana pia wakuvote
Yeah.
last election, and that's the mistake, na it's good wamerealize mistake walifanya. And ukisikia sahii watu wengi wamesema next mimi hata nishasema next time nitajitokeza kuvote so that I can vote for a good leader. Na huyo leader asipokuwa pia mzuri tutamtoa. Yeah. So sahii we want a good leader. Hatutaki leader mwenye atakuja hatuimbie, atuchezee, atuambie sijui nini, kutudanganya nini, na sisi atuoni kazi anafanya. Kuna kitabu inaitwa The Samaritan.
Yeah.
Inafanywa the current students wanafanya in high school.
Yes.
The Samaritan inaongelea, yani unaona the whole situation ya sahi Kenya inaongelelewa kwa hiyo kitabu inaitwa The Samaritan. So I'm pretty sure those students pia wakitoka huko ndani watakuja waone hii story pia inaendelea. Alafu pia wataona pia like it's good to speak up so that next pia election watakuwa wamemaliza next election, tuende wote tujitokeze to vote for a good leader, mwenye atatusaidia, atatusikia, mwenye atatuovertax, mwenye atatufanya like to feel we are slaves in our own country. Yeah, unasikia?
Got, you had something to say?
For me, I'm someone who voted, yes. But for me, what I feel, how our country, I'll give a story that I've shared with some close friends. The school I studied in high school, we had a tournament in Eldoret, Hapo Hivyo Hill School. And I remember it was a rugby sevens tournament. And I remember the team had prepared, because you are given that, the group list and everything, they are already prepared. The morning, when the tournament starts, that same morning, you are given a different list.
Yeah.
What happened? Those bosses and those principals from other schools gave a tip-off. And the the team captain that time was a very close friend of mine, and I won't mention his name, but he told me, and I was like, what happened? Because they lost 2 matches.
Yeah.
And they needed to win at least one and maybe draw one. So they were out. And I was like, what happened? We are not this. And he told me, this was the statement that it has stuck through me the entire of my life. He told me, for corruption to end in Kenya, this entire generation, even the person who's born right now as I speak, should be wiped off.
Yeah.
And a new one starts. And I feel that is what Gen Z are doing. We had a system where our parents used to see Mtuetu. Used to go with the tribalism motion during the ballot. You don't care how bad this person is.
Yeah.
You don't care about his past history. But because he's someone from your tribe, from where he represents, that MCA in your area yako. And finally, once you've elected him, you won't even see him for the next 5 years. He will come back after 5 years, give you some few goodies, like what US did to us. And then after that, you'll now want to go, but you'll just, because ni mtu wetu, acha mtu wetu baki hapo hivyo, you know. But that is an analogy that is, now we see how much it is hurting us.
Yeah, true. On that note, Kosi, like hii story na mtu wetu, like mtu wetu syndrome, it has imeanza kuemerge tena. What's happening? Generation Gen Z Gen Z wamekuwa wakisema like we are tribeless, we are leaderless, we are they like that's the face you are carrying. Sijui, what's your take on hii story ya mtu wetu syndrome?
Man, it's an embarrassment.
And because of time, just try to brief it up.
Yeah, I will. It's an embarrassment kwa sababu the fact that kwanza hapa Eldoret zile hiyo mashop kuharibiwa, it was not a good picture on our side as a generation, as a people wenye walitoka kwa maandamano na nini, which sasa hii tumeona kabisa ni goons. Like literally we see people, parents, watu wakubwa, yani watu tu tunafaa kuwapea heshima zao, wanatembea town ya Eldoret na miti za jembe. Literally tukiona mchana,
but walikuwa na try to protect the businesses. We saw it even in Nairobi. Gen Z walikuwa na
I can say this.
Yeah.
It was very peaceful.
Yeah.
It was very peaceful. Tuko na video zenye zilionyesha sisi tulikuwa peaceful, tulizunguka, of which watu waliingilia kati na wakafanya vitu zingine, ndio sisi sasa when the business community wakianza kusema this maandamano is not good, now gava inapata leverage, unaona? So when it gets leverage, sasa wameona hiyo inaweza kuwa weak point ya kutukata mguu, unaona? So kama Gen Z mimi ningesema our sisi. By the way, you can never find mtu mwenye anakuja Gen Z amekuja tu town na kabla anataka. No, we look good, we smell good, we take care of ourselves.
True,
yeah,
true.
We pay attention to ourselves.
No wonder alisema mnakuja na Uber.
Tunakuja hiyo ni wivu by the way.
Nakula KFC.
Yeah, that's us. So yes, I can say that for a fact.
Yeah.
Like hiyo imeisha na wakati, by the way. They cannot, but by the way nimeongea na a few older people. Na nimeona mentality yao still bado wako na mtu wetu. I voted in for this government. I can say that for a fact because I bought into the fact that the manifesto they were selling to me.
Yeah.
Wakiniambia kwamba mama mboga, wakulima. So if you say for example mkulima, I will do this for you, na uniletee fertilizer yenye ni half the sack ni mchanga, half ni mbolea. So hata sijui kama hii mbolea kweli ni legit ama ni vitu umeweka kala yenye inakaa mbolea. Unaona?
Yeah.
So the problem with the government is they tell you one thing and they do another thing totally different. Hata wakupay 60% of what they say. Akikwambia leo nitakununulia sukari. Trust me, hata chumvi haizi kakupea.
Yeah.
Literally anakutoka ni kama you did not communicate with each other, like ni kama yani nyinyi wawili hata mjuani. That is like what I'm saying.
Can I add on that?
Yeah,
yes, Dixon, please.
The government promised us pizza and now they are giving us wheat flour. Okay, now secondly, the government even doesn't care about its citizens. ukiangalia after the protests, ukiuliza the government, when I say the government, you know what I'm talking about. Ukiuliza the government, how many people died? They're not sure of the number. Secondly, the government was asked, a kid was shot with 8 bullets. What can the government tell the mother of this kid? And the government asks if the kid is alive.
Right?
Is it a joke? Is it a...
Insult.
Which scenario is this? It's an insult to the family.
Yeah.
And that shows clearly they don't care about us. What they care about is... And again, do people have to die for us to be heard?
No.
I think I don't need an answer to that question.
You don't.
Okay, to add on that,
Okay,
naweza
please.
sema, the government made a huge mistake for appointing the CS. For example, this years of agriculture, I don't know, Linturi, unaweza pata Linturi hakuenda shule kusoma hata ajui anything about the agriculture, but he's the CS of agriculture. And that's where wana mess up vitu kabisa. Unaona? So the government appointed politicians badala kuappoint the right people kwa those seats. So unaona? Alafu hapo ku-add for hiyo yenye umesema mtu wetu. The other day my dad called me. My dad is a bishop. Alikuwa ananiambia ati you know these things of Gen Z ni mapepo sijui nini. I want to kukemea, nataka kuwaita nyinyi wote kwangu. We are only 3 kwetu na Gen Z kwa hiyo kidogo. Gen Z kwa hiyo nyumba ni watu wawili peke yake, me and my brother. So he was saying that hizo Gen Z ni mapepo sijui I want to pray for you. You know, I told him, Dad, ukishasema hivyo that means you are supporting the government.
But tuliona on screens, proudly sponsored by Illuminati and Russia. So, yes, ya mapepo ama wapi?
No, let me tell you, hakuna hapo mapepo. For example, mimi hakuna mapepo ilinisukuma kutoka kwa nyumba yangu, niende kwa street, niende kwa barabara. Ni mimi mwenyewe niliamka nikaenda kwa barabara. So hapo hakuna mapepo. So nikamwambia babangu aje, nikamwambia unaona dad, kama we bado unashinda, nilimwambia kama ni hivyo ndo nataka tuishi. Mimi nikamwambia nitatuma watu wakusalimie. I told him that.
On that note, kusalamia watu. Mbona mnasalamia watu? Mbona mnaenda kusalamia watu?
Kwa sababu anaongea bullshit.
Mmefanya MPs wameogopa, like even they can't go home.
Wanataka hizo greetings in person ama kwa simu.
Kusalamia watu.
For me, nataka nisalimie wengi kwanza, but I don't want to mention names, but there's one name I'm very, very tempted to mention, and that is you're a lady. I don't know if you're a mother, but you're a lady, and that's the first thing I'll say. I don't want to say the names I want to say, but you're so inconsiderate, and that just says a lot about all those people we elected. Najua, those MPs are not scared. They're scared by the fact that they now realize we are the people.
Yeah.
This is a democratic government. This is a democratic country, and it's a government to the people, for the people, by the people. Now that by means us, which means we are the ones who go on that election period. We vote them through, we elect them, and we say, this is someone we want them to represent us. Now, if you go and represent us and then you vote yes to something that you know is going to hurt me, someone who voted for you, even if I didn't vote for you. You know, at the end of the day, so at some point, I usually wish we could have like a Trump in Kenya. Because Trump, when he got into the office, he was like, why you people want to put all this money to build me an Air Force One? I already have my own private jet. Let me just use that. I wish these people already have made money for themselves. Why can't you just give the Kenyans the pizza that you offer them? You can just give us that raw pizza without any toppings, but just give us the pizza that you offer us. Because you can't tell me, you'll come and have campaign and tell us, oh, nita make sure mama mboga, nita make sure watu wa boda, nita make sure sijui wafanye nini, wakulima. I'm not a farmer, but I have friends, because he's one of them, when you waliuziwa mchanga. You can't tell, and then an audit comes on later on, and wanatuambia, oh, you know, you guys, by the way, there was some tons, not even kgs, there was some tons
NHIF.
that was nini.
Yeah.
NHIF, how many candles have we heard about in
So Gava
NHIF?
imekuwa scam in short.
Gava has been scammed, and this problem still narrows down to our parents because the basic units for any society is the family.
Yeah.
And our families failed us. Our parents have failed us
Yeah.
Yes, kabisa.
miserably. They have grown us, and you find now we have parents who don't even beat up their kids. Why? Because we were brought up in a society where you have to fear your dad, you have to fear the policeman, you have to fear the government. But that is not how it is. When you go back, I'm a Christian. When you go back, God, we fear God, but He's loving enough we can talk to Him.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me I walk around across the street fighting for my own rights, and then someone wants to point a gun at me and shoot me, and I'm unarmed. What message are you passing? And for me, I was so happy that my sisters and my siblings, they were watching that news. They are younger than me. I didn't force them, but I wanted them to see, because this is what we want as a country where the people's voice is heard. We are felt, we are seen, because you can even see Ghana now using the example of Kenya, because we had to change this. Always niambia hapa hivi mzazi anakosema ati ni pepo. What pepo? And it is you, out of your own ignorance, out of your own illiteracy, because sad enough, some of our parents didn't go to school. Out of your own illiteracy, you now sit down and say, this is my person. Acha nieke umutu kwa hiyo kiti. Sitaki kuruliwa na kabila fulani. That is stupidity. And now that stupidity is hunting us, and it is killing us, and it is killing our futures, the Gen Zs, because some people are seated there in those high office and they are fattening their pockets.
Because of time, tungeendelea kuongea, but naona producer ananiambia.
Tuongeze time mama, tusalimie producer.
Producer tasalamia.
Wacha niseme kitu kwanza.
On that note, tuki wind up, utanipa as a parting shot. Kitu yenye nilikuwa nataka kuuliza ni hivi, like what lessons have we drawn from all this for the last 2 weeks in this protest? Kuna vitu tulifanya right as Gen Z, na kuna zile vitu tulifanya wrong as Gen Z, na pia kuna vitu zenye government ilifanya right as a government, na pia kuna zile zenye zilifanya wrong as a government. So ukimalizia with your parting shot, please.
Okay.
Kosi.
2 weeks. Imekuwa incredible in the fact that tumeona anything is possible. If we decide to do anything, we can do it. So long as tumedecide sisi wenyewe.
Hata kuoccupy parliament, because
parliament ni sisi.
Hata kuchoma parliament.
Hatukuchoma parliament. Hatukuchoma parliament.
Tear gas ndio ilianka huko ndani kachoma.
Hatukuchoma parliament.
Yeah.
Right?
Magari zilichomwa.
Yeah.
So you blame it on the goons?
Tear gas.
We blame it on the goons. Okay, another thing. Kitu from these 2 weeks, kitu ingine nimereflect on ni the fact that pia sisi tunafaa kutake accountability as a people.
True.
Askari anakushika sababu una license ya kitu, unampea kitu kidogo. You can talk with this person. You can talk with this person na kupea some time, alafu maybe afuatilie. Afuatilie.
Yeah.
Askari anaweza fuatilia kitu kucheck kama ulichukua ile kitu ulifaa kukuwa nayo kwa gari yako ama wherever. But sasa sisi we are blaming these people for corruption, but sisi huku chini ya maji pia tuna participate on the same thing. Unaona? If we follow, tukifuatilia vizuri kabisa, tuta notice the fact that hata wenye wanapewa si watu needy sana kwa society, ni average family wenye wanaweza tafuta kidogo walipe fee. Si ni ukweli? Yeah. Because nikiona kwa mashinani, the fact that unapata familia imelipiwa basari na county ama na serikali, unapata ni familia like si needy sana. Mpaka mtu jirani ama mtu maybe ni mwalimu anajitoa anasomesha watoto wa familia fulani. So kitu yenye mimi ningesema as a parting shot ni tusiharibu mali ya watu. Na tuendelee kufight, tusijaribu kuacha kufight, because the moment tutawacha kufight tutakuwa kama Nigeria. Nigerian fought for EndSARS and they forgot they forgot with immediate effect, like they forgot the moment to end sasa iliisha hivi na they forgot. So sisi tusijaribu kuacha kunini kukua na hii nini ya unity.
True.
Tusiwache to make sure by the time 2027 ikifika tuna vote in another government na, when we vote in another, kila mtu achukue kwanza, kama una kura make sure umeenda ukachukua kura.
Yeah.
Please, like hiyo siku hakuna utakuwa unafanya hivi tunaona ama tutakusalimia. It is non-negotiable. You have to vote.
True.
You have to have an ID. You have to register for yourself. Alafu sasa saizi the thing ni tunataka kufanya kama youth to make sure kabisa tume rectify nini yetu government yetu in terms of corruption in these 3 years. By the time anatoka tuna make sure amenyorosha serikali, hakuna corruption hata moja, so that when the next government is coming in inajua exactly what sisi tuna expect from them. Exactly, no, it's negotiable. Wanajua exactly what we want from them. Yeah.
Jael, as your parting shot, do you think it was right for watu kwenda na caskets kwa street? Na was it right? Did the Gen Zs do the right thing?
Yes. Walifanya kitu right sana kwa sababu walikuwa wameboeka na MPs wao. For example, kuna MP hapo ndani alikuwa mama. Huyo mama ako na mtoto mwenye ni msichana. Anajua wameongeza bei ya pads kwa hapo hivyo, but bado she went ahead na kuvote yes. Hata kama anaweza afford your pad, kuna watu kuje they can't afford your pad. They say tununue tampon. You know how much is a tampon? Si kila mtu ata afford your tampon. Na the tampon for most people inakuwa uncomfortable, si ndio? Uncomfortable kutumia tampon. For example, mimi nitajiongelea kama mimi I use 5 pads when I start my MPs. 5 packets of pads. Wakiongeza tax kwa pads. So it means every month nafaa kuwa na kitu around 1500 ndio ninyeshe. Seriously?
Hakuna kunyesha.
Of which you don't have that money.
Sina choice, nilizaliwa hivyo. Mimi I never wrote an application nafaa kuzaliwa msichana ama kijana. Nilijipata kwa hii dunia mimi ni msichana. So nafaa kukabiliana hivyo venye niko. Kama hiyo story ya cancer patients sijui kama ni ukweli ama ni uongo kwa sababu
So haukusoma finance bill?
Okay, like nilisoma
but you demonstrate. Anyway, I'm just on a light note.
Hiyo story ya cancer, I don't know if it's true ama ni uongo. But sasa hiyo cancer wakimpose tax kwa cancer patients, watu wenye kuna familia huko haijiwezi kabisa. Hata waezi kweli pesa ya chemo peke yake, kwenda chemo peke yake. Sasa familia kama hiyo utaisaidia yet wewe ni MP uko ndani una vote yes. Mimi kitu naweza sema the MPs wasikize watu wao. Wawasikize na wawasaidie sana. And they waache kulalia side ya government. Warudi side ya sisi wananchi. At least watusikize sana. Ndio pia sisi na kitu kingine pia nimefurahi na Gen Z tulijitokeza, na kitu naweza sema tuendelee hivyo na tusikubali any leader ama mtu yoyote akuje atu corrupt mind kututenganisha. We are tribeless, we are leaderless hivyo.
Dixon, the ladies man. Yeah? Hapo sasa
I'm the ladies man.
Yeah. Na goat. Yeah, unasema like ilikuwa legit like ladies, wewe ni a man umeenda kufightia rights za lady. As your parting shot, sijui what's on your take kwa hizi story na pads and all that.
Talking about pads.
Na kama ungekuwa una meet president, like you are setting your grievances because najua prezo ataangalia hii podcast. So utamwambia nini?
Talking about pads. There's a lady somewhere, let me say a girl, haizi afford the pads kwa price iko nayo sahi. Tena unataka craze, unataka atumie nini kiraka? Okay, surely what do you expect this lady to use? And then kuna this other thing ya cancer. I'm not well versed na cancer, but I have friends wanasema it's much expensive. Now, with how expensive it is at the moment, ukiongeza unaiongeza iende wapi?
Look at that camera and just tell the president list down some of the things zenye unataka like e-gava change.
Tunataka stop abduction for people who are fighting for their rights. Secondly, we want accountability. We want to see the previous finance bill, collect this amount of money. How has it been used? And also the president, ukisha allocate pesa kwa ministries, angalia imefanyika aje, kulienda aje. Usi allocate tu na unawacha the MPs watese nayo, wakuje wa blink huku kwetu, wakowe na majiwagon. Mliona kwa social media those videos.
Ukweli.
Yeah. So if the president allocate pesa kwa ministry, then in return the ministry sijui inanunulia the MPs magari tu, wana flex na gari zingine huku.
Manyumba.
But now then kitu ingine ni lazima watu wakufe ndo change happen. Lazima watu ende kwa streets ndo change happen. Awangesikiza tu Kenyans in the first place. Awange tu uliza, what do you want? What do you need? Maybe even the finance bill was better. Lakini kulikuwa na some changes tungetaka. But now that walikata kutusikiza in the first place, we now hatukutaka the whole thing. Acha ninyamazie hapo nezalia.
Forgot, sijui tambia nini the government, like this being a panel ya Gen Z, like if you are given a chance to list down the things, utasema nini as your parting shot, please?
Okay, I'd like to say a few, but producer, please add me some time. Ama nitakusalimia wewe pia. Sasa, kwanza first of all, I wish you asked me your swali a man going to protest on a right of a female. I have a mother. I have sisters. I have a significant other. I have friends. I have colleagues. And the funny thing, just before we started this podcast, I got a call, and they were like, the other time, how much did you buy this pad? And I said it was around 70 shillings. Mbona sai naona ni 115? And I was like, whoa, that is a whooping 45 shillings increase, minus the finance bill. So imagine if that packet of pad ingekuwa imefika 180 shillings. That is over, close to triple the price.
Si pad peke yake kuna zile diapers.
Yeah, kuna hizo, like, it's expensive. It's even scary for someone my age to give to get a girl pregnant.
At least finance bill imekuwa rejected. Now, sasa take it like this. The way forward, like kwa Gen Z, what's the way forward for them? What do you advise them? How should they conduct themselves?
Before even advise the Gen Z, I want to advise the president and his puppets. Number one, be a man. Stop being a coward. Stop imposing KDF on armless citizens. Number two, listen to the people who voted you in. Them being the millennials, the Gen Zs, listen to the people who voted you in. Be a leader. Don't be a dictator. Deliver on the promises you made. Huu mama mboga ulikuwa unamwongelea, huu msa boda boda ulikuwa unasema. So just do what, like for me, the president, the least he can do right now, cut that budget from your government. Just wait down, kabisa. Just wait down. Those unnecessary posts can you come and create for your friends? Just cut them.
True.
Those unnecessary spending, those flight adi tunakuita ya hostess manze, and you're a man, cut them. Those unnecessary positions and posts unataka create for the first lady, for the deputy first lady, cut those things. Let that money go back and work on the things that it should be. Increase the doctor's pay. Increase the livelihoods of your Kenyans, of your citizens. Bring back investors. Create jobs. Make these people, you can't tell me you want to tax me and I don't even have that money. You want to increase airtime. rates, and I don't even have that money to buy that airtime from the first place. You can't tax people, and yet eventually to kill the businesses. Those people who are starting the businesses, they can't even afford. How many layoffs have we had over the last 2 years? Try and get a system that will work. Minimize that expenditure from your government. Minimize your tours. If it was a bucket list for you to visit France, Italy, and all those countries, minimize. You have the money, you can go on yourself. You don't need to be the president to visit those countries. Minimize the rates of which you guys take those loans, because they're saying they are paying, but they're still taking loans. Minimize all those. Once we minimize vitu zote, na this is the word I'm going to use, taka mingi mnatumianga kufanya, and this unnecessary spending, unnecessary buying, unnecessary showing off. Because you can't tell me, mimi venye niko sahi, an MP is flaunting venye ameenda club, wame spend this amount, wamenunua these cars, they're living in those houses, and yet that money ukieza, me if at all ningekuwa the president right now, trust me, kesho asubuhi ningeamka tu niseme salo ya MP 100k, hiyo extra 900k inarudi back to service loans without any. Kama wewe unajua nilikopea post kama CS, job imeisha man. Imeisha tu immediately.
Thank you.
Try and I know time imeisha. Try and be stiff, but benefit the people that you have who voted you in. And now to the Gen Zs, manze, wase wangu bana. We have shown that we are a voice to be heard, a voice to be reckoned. Let that unity continue. Let us use the social media space venye tumekuwa tukitumia. Tupatane kwa hivyo space Twitter, X, sorry, si Twitter anymore. Tupatane space huko hivyo X. Najua watu wengine wanashanga kwani sisi tumekuwa astronaut. Tupatane space, tuongee. Let us create that awareness. Tuchangamshane. Let's be vocal about our rights. Tumesoma man. Let us use our minds. And this time round, let's not just use our mind for the benefit of someone else. Let us use this mind for our own benefits. And I believe we'll be a better country.
I think we'll have part 2. Hii imekuwa moto sana. Najua Kosi alikuwa na burning issue.
Yeah.
Just a minute, alafu
Okay.
On that line nataka nipatie kila mtu nafasi tu ya kujimarket what you do, and then after that we'll wind up the show, please.
Okay. Kitu ya mwisho kama hapa LD.
Yeah.
Like mtu mgani Gen Z atajichoma library? We know the fact that collection ya books venye ina take long. Me myself I do collect here and there. Ninaona zingine ninaweza kurecommend another one inaitwa Chaos. Go and see that one, utaona ni political. You just go and read the book. It's amazing. Amazing.
So as you brand yourself.
Sisi sasa hatuwezi destroy property. Like hatuwezi choma library by the way. Mbona tuchome library? We know that's so essential. Hatuwezi. Okay. Mimi ni you can find me on my social handles at Felkij Creations. Facebook ni Felkij, my personal account, and then my page ni felkijcreations.com. Hapo Facebook na pia Instagram ni @jfelki. Hapo utapata everything details, and then you can see my product na nashona vitu kama hivi.
Kai yenye umevaa, nice one.
Ni custom made, you can tell me what you want. We will deliver, of course. Thank you.
Wow.
And make sure like for your weddings, for your graduations, for your corporate events, for your sherehes, all kind of sherehes, tuko hapa Dawi, Zion Mall, basement A, hapo Zion Mall, hapa Zion Mall Eldoret. Thank you.
Got.
Okay. For me, ningewapea namba lakini mngenisalimia sana. So I'll just give you my social media handle, and actually it's just Instagram, nisiko space X uko. But you can get me at fan_.noel. DM ni free. Book you can see, you can go through my page. Kustock ni free pia. Angalia my work, kuja to create some amazing content for the guys manzi. Acha demo wako kuje bana. Maisha isikuwe ngumu na demo wako pia anakaa vibaya. Acha nimpige picha moja safi.
Nice. Na unapatikana wapi?
Mimi napatikana Zion Mall basement A. You can holler at your boy anytime utanipata.
Yes. A lady.
Okay, I'm a stylist, fashionista, model, all those I do. Yeah, maandamano, I do go for protests.
Yeah.
Hivyo. So you can find me TikTok, Jael Mahapila _123, IG Jajay _24, Facebook Jael Mahapila. Then acting, you can book us, set books with the Champions Production. TikTok Champions _KE, Instagram Champions _KE, Facebook The Champions Production. We are launching another big event on 25th of August called the Wedlock of Gods. Unakaribishwa sana. Then I'm having an event on 28th of this month. Ukitaka more details, you can visit my page.
Thank you very much. Dixon, please.
They call me Dick, but you can call me anytime you want.
Wow.
I am a photographer, a graphics designer at Dawi Afrique.
Yeah.
We
Riley,
reject. We reject.
I like that.
Yeah, you know what they say, we reject, we erect. So you can find me kwa social media pages zote, you find me at Dixon Photographer. So I do graphics design, photography, we even market products, and all of us here, you can find us all at Dawi Afrique Photography. Inapatikana Zion Mall basement.
Well, there you have it, folks. This is the Tech of Podcast coming from Dawi Afrique. This is where we bring sanity in the airwaves. I've been your host, Humphrey Makendo. Leo sitapeana sentiments zangu. It's been a while, lakini I just allowed this Gen Z was speak so that you get to hear and understand the highlights zenye zimekuwa over the week. And I believe you have drawn some lessons from all this. From next week, we'll be coming again. Na maybe
part 2.
In between itakuja na part 2. Wame request for part 2. Na imekuwa moto sana. We'll be doing it again and again. So for my handles, zitakuja hapo kwa your screen. You can find us on the YouTube page, that is the Tech of Podcast. Na kando na hiyo, we'll be coming live sasa. Next, tutakuja live. Behind the cameras, tumekuwa na a very wonderful crew. Thanks for you guys for having us. Tumekuwa na Gilbert akiwa nyuma ya kamera. Tumekuwa na pia Raymond. There's something is doing something fishy behind the camera. Ndo maana imebaki nimecheka. Mona crew akicheka. Tumekuwa na Wilbert, who is our producer behind the camera. Na I really appreciate you guys. So see you on the next one. We are out.